it's time to get out of my hammock and inspect what's going on out here. It's windy. It's really not that cold, but it doesn't appear to be raining. Let's see. Let me check the forecast and see if I want to head out a little bit earlier. All right, folks, I am back on trail. Forecast did not look good today. It looked worse than yesterday. There was a window where it was gonna not rain, so I went ahead and packed up. Got out about 7:15, and looks like there is a little bit of rain going on. So I'm all suited up for the day, and it looks like 30-50% chance rain for the rest of the day. So not sure what the video is going to look like today, as I need to keep moving and try to get to camp before it just absolutely downpours. If it does, I'm not sure. But right now the wind, as you can probably hear, is still kicking pretty hard, and I got 12 miles to go, so let's get hiking. Could be tricky. Doesn't seem to be too deep here. Now that was a bit sketch. Feet are going to get wet probably today anyway from the rain, so just went ahead and found a nice calm, the calmest area I could. Cross nice and slowly. Again, really grateful for my trekking pole. That helped out a ton. Whew. Saw this waterfall from a distance, and I was hoping I'd get a closer look at it. Looks like we're probably actually going to be crossing on top of it. So cool. Today is the day for creek crossings and waterfalls. There's definitely no shortage of water here on the Timberline Trail. So cloud cap sits at around 6,000 feet, I believe. And it says it's a campground. I don't know if it's a campground where like you can drive up to it. Looks like it has some pretty established buildings up there. So That's what I'm thinking. One last creek crossing for Cloud Cap. Looks like I need to do a bit of repellent down here. All right, let's get to it. Whew, all right. First challenge done. Now let's get across the creek. Glad those ropes are on there. You can see the guys there rappelling up the rock. That was awesome. Glad for the ropes on those logs, or they would be swept away. Pretty massive waterfall rushing with water. That is awesome. Today has been awesome. I was just, it is overcast, but man, it has been fun with these waterfalls, these creek crossings, the rappelling. Yeah, it's been a good time. All right, now I got about a 500-foot climb and half a mile to get to Cloud Cap. I think we have arrived at Cloud Cap. So I see cars, so must be a good road to get up here. It looks like they have some kind of, I don't know if it's a campground store, but I've got enough snacks. I don't need anything else to eat. My wife would tell me I don't need another dry fit hoodie with some location on it. Oh, the sun is trying to peek out and the weather is pretty good right now. It's overcast, it feels good. And I'm about to get to my most exposed part of the trail, so I think I'm just going to push on, even though I would love to take a little side trip and go up to that campground store. It's like a gift store in the wilderness. I mean, how awesome is that? But no, I got to keep rolling. It does look like a nice campground area. Not sure it's really big. I see maybe half a dozen sites, maybe 10. Yeah, be a cool place to camp with the family. All right, press on to Timberline Trail. Timberline Trail. All right, here we go. So I believe this is going to be the most exposed part of the trail. I think from the videos, it seems like you climb above a tree line and you're actually the closest to Mount Hood. So I figured with it not raining, no storms right now, I might as well go and knock it out. As you can see, no views of Mount Hood today. It's hard to imagine. There's a huge mountain right there. Whew. But I'm not seeing anything. I think out there is the national forest, the Mount Hood National Forest that I drove in on, and probably some of the plains of Eastern Oregon. That would have been lovely. But you know what? It's not raining. And that's how I like to look at things. I'm up here at the highest point, almost, totally exposed. And it's not raining. So, has been an awesome day so far. I really enjoyed the first part of this hike. This climb up Gnarl Ridge. Whew. Yeah, it's something else. But soon I'll be heading down into the Newton Creek area. looking for camp before too long. But first, before I start dreaming about camp, let's get to this high point. I think this might be the official high point. Yeah, looks like we begin to go down. Whew, feels good to be heading down. Put my rain jacket on because it is cool out here. And now that I'm going down, I know I'm not going to be working very hard. And this fog kind of has a dampness to it, so decided to throw it back on. Wow, this is epic. Got a waterfall there, big waterfall there. Mount Hood just looming in the background. Finally decided to show up. I'm like only 2 miles from my camp. I think it's just this, this area where I'm at. Whenever I go into trees, it's a lot better, but whew, it is crazy out here. Not sure if this is Newton Creek or not, but it is a beautiful area. A lot of great trees for hanging a hammock. Big trees. The only issue that I have is trying to find some water. That'll determine where I camp tonight. I'm not expecting a view, not expecting much of anything. I just want to have some water nearby or close enough that I can camel up. But yeah, the wind has really stopped down here, and I guess this is rain. It's more like, feels like more like a mist, as you can probably see on the camera. But yeah, I'm probably about a mile from where I marked where I'd like to camp, so just keeping my eye open and seeing what I can see. But it is beautiful in here. I think I have found camp for the night. Look at these trees, man. All these options for a hammock. That is awesome. So this is a dry campsite, but Newton Creek is maybe a 1/10 of a mile that way. And so I figured that's why I brought my capacity to load up if I need to, and that's what I'll do. So right now, I think I'm just going to set up my tarp, sit underneath it, and have some lunch, and then go grab some water later this afternoon. All right, set up the tarp. Tarp is set up, and the war bonnet thunderfly, it's awesome. If you saw my video trying to explain it, you know, some of the details of this tarp, it's big. It really is. And so being able to set it up and now just sit under here, I'm going to have some lunch here in just a minute. Just relaxing right now. But this is one of the reasons I think hammocks are better than tents when it comes to setting up and breaking down in the rain. Right now it's not raining too much. It's kind of misty, really, like you're walking in a cloud. But there's rain or water falling from the trees because of the breeze. So this allows me to set up with a dry environment. So I've got my backpack here. I've got everything in here that I need. And even if it were pouring down, I could set up my my hammock without getting any of my my down or my other extra clothes or my hammock wet or anything. And I think that is a huge bonus. Here is Newton Creek. I'm gonna fill up with my water, clean off a little bit, and check out what I need to cross tomorrow. This one's looking a bit sketch itself. Seen a lot of people crossing over there, so I'm gonna try that tomorrow morning. But yeah, still no views of Mount Hood. Don't think it's gonna happen today. So let me get cleaned up, head back to camp. Day 3, man. Don't ever believe the forecast, or I should say, don't take it so strong to heart. Because today was supposed to be a total washout. It was going to rain, and it did. It rained a little bit on me, but it only really rained on that one section. The other part, it felt like it was just, misting, like I was walking through a cloud, and really hasn't been that bad. Now, some rain might come out tonight, and when I wake up in the morning, but it really hasn't been that bad. Like I said, this afternoon, it's been sun shining for most of the part. So really an excellent day with especially in the beginning of the morning, man. That was probably the best part, with all the waterfalls and the creek crossings. It was really special. It was fun too. It was always a little adventure trying to find what is the right path for crossing that creek. And then going up onto Knoll Ridge, hiking right beside Mount Hood, and really, that was really nothing. That was just trying to get through that. I was socked in fog and really couldn't see anything. Pretty cool to walk over snow patches. But then coming down into Newton Creek, as it's like this, it's just beautiful. A beautiful wood forest. I mean, there's tons of places I could have hung my hammock, but I needed water, so that's why I'm camped here fairly close to Newton Creek. It's not that bad, but day 3 was really great. Definitely a lot better than what I was expecting. But all right, folks, I will see you in the morning.